Okay, I'm just gonna make this video real quick because the other video was pretty detailed. So a couple things I want to point out. When you have a quadratic, you could always solve it using the quadratic formula. It's not the fastest way to solve it. Factoring is typically much faster, but there are certain situations where factoring doesn't work. So the quadratic formula is the only way. Towards the end of the video, he does get into simplifying radicals. We're not quite there yet, so that'll come in another day. So if you didn't understand that part, don't worry about it. We're more focused on understanding the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, and knowing how to apply that and how to simplify the way I would like you to. So first things to notice is that this is not in standard form. In order for us to use the quadratic formula, it has to be in ax squared plus bx plus c form. So in order to do that, I need to subtract the 4 to the other side, and so that it equals 0. Okay. You might also see it equaling y. That's the same thing. Our goal is for y to equal 0 because, again, we're trying to find the x-intercepts, and y will equal 0 there. So now that's in standard form, I could try to factor this, but it's going to take me a long time, and I'm just going to get frustrated. So instead of doing that, let's just go ahead and apply the formula. The formula says negative b, so my b term is positive 2, so negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 2 squared is 4. Be careful, if this were a negative 2x, then this would be a positive 2 in the beginning, but this would still be a positive 4. That is where students in the past have made errors, especially when they use calculators. When you square a negative, it is a positive. So b squared minus 4 times a times c, and I would like to see what numbers you are plugging in here. So don't simplify until you've written it all out, all over 2a. So this is what your work should look like. Then you can start simplifying. Negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4. And then be careful here. Underneath the radical sign, we have a negative, and that's going to be multiplied by another negative. So what is a negative times a negative going to equal? Good, a positive. So we can just multiply those values together. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 4 is 48 all over 6. And then lastly, just combine the numbers underneath the radical, all over 6. And this is where you need to stop. Now there will be a time later where we can simplify further, but what I do not want you to do, first of all, do not reduce everything by 2. You can't do that. This is a radical. Radicals are not the same as whole numbers, so you can't just go on reducing things. Also, you can't reduce parts. You can't reduce the 2 to 6 without reducing the square root of 52. So for our purposes right now, in your assignment on Monday, you just need to leave your